So on my mortgage fraud case, I get sent to jail on mortgage fraud. I leave the English Defence League. And this is factual. Yeah, no one can deny this. I get taken into a prison cell. I'm sat in prison. I'm in Winchester prison. I've been violently battered. I lost my teeth in Wood Hill. So I'm sitting in Winchester. I then get a legal meeting. I go to my legal meeting and I go sit, and this is all, I sit down in my legal meeting and two young men come in and they're younger than me. And then you wouldn't think they're police officers. And they said, no one knows we're in here visiting you. No one, only the head governor. Yeah. So when you go back to the wing of prisoners, you can say whatever you want as to who's come to see you here. I said, okay. They said, right, we're from the Metropolitan Intelligence Bureau, MIB. What's the MIB? It's a secretive unit within Scotland Yard. Okay. The reasons you've get for leaving the English Defence League, if you're true and you want to help your country, which is what you've said, and you're opposed to these far right ideologies, we're asking you, when you leave prison, will you work for us? I said, what do you mean work for you? I said, does the left hand not know what right hand's doing? You've just absolutely tried to destroy my life for so long. So I refuse. And they say, where do you, and I've given the recordings of this, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? And at this time in my life, I'd had enough about talking about Islam. I've been battered in jail. I've lost everything. I've been to jail, but I was in prison, but I'd managed to hold on to the 7 properties my wife had, that my wife and me had. So I said, when I get out of jail, they said, what's your plans? I said, well, I'm going to sell my properties and I'm going to go back into building. They said, where will you be in 5 years' time? I said, I'll be a multi-millionaire. I'll be a successful young man and a multi-millionaire. They said, okay, well, we're asking you again, will you agree to work with us? Will you contemplate? I said, not a chance. I'm no one's slave, yeah? I'm not working. I'm not a grass. I'm not working for anyone. I leave prison, yeah? So I come out of prison. I'm driving. And again, I put the recordings. Anyone who, you might be able to find this speech, yeah, because they try and hide them all. It's called Tommy Robinson, York Free Speech. And I put the recordings in here. So I'm driving in my car and I'm on the motorway. Boom, police come from everywhere. I'm shut down. I'm arrested for burglary. Yeah. I'm taken in and I'm questioned about a burglary. My head's thinking, what is this all about? Yeah. What is this all about? I get released the next day. Bearing in mind, I've got 9 months of prison license left to do. So I get released. I go home. I get in and my wife says, Winchester Prison's been on the phone. I say, which is where I've just been released from, which is where they made an approach to me in Winchester Prison. So she gives me a phone number. It's 0207. Well, 0207's London. It's not Winchester. I said, why are they being on the phone? She said, you've left property there. I said, okay. So I ring the number. He says, Tommy, it's Ollie from the MIB. I come and saw you in jail. I said, okay. They said, well, you're in a predicament now, aren't you? I said, how am I in a predicament? They said, what's it going to look like if the media get you on a burglary charge? I said, I haven't burgled anywhere. I'm not in a predicament. I haven't left the motorway. Yeah? They said, okay, well, if you get charged when you answer bail in 4 weeks' time, you're on licence recall for 9 months. Now, for me, prison's death, possibly, because jihadists control the prison. So I sat there and I swear to God, I cried my eye. I come off the phone. They said, all you have to do is agree to have a meeting with us. I said, I'm never having a meeting with you. Yeah? I hung up the phone. I cried my eyes out. I said, what am I meant to do here? What am I meant to do? And if you look at every single terrorist that's gone on to commit acts of jihad in our country, they've all had prior involvement with our security services. The MIB are the security services. Now, they tried to approach me. What happens then is I'm out of jail. I then get a letter after refusing. I get a letter from my lawyer saying they've launched confiscation orders against me. And they want £125,000 off me. Now, the £125,000 comes from the house that was sold by my brother-in-law. Well, he bought it for 80 and sells it for 120 or 125. They want me to pay the entirety of the money. Even though 80,000 or 60,000 was a mortgage, they want me to have to pay it back, even though it had nothing to do with me. So I get a letter. I then get a court date to go to court. I then get contacted again. Tommy, you will never have to pay this money. Come and have a meeting with us. This is blackmail by the security services. At this time, and I urge any of you to go watch this, I sit down with the lead officer from counter-terrorism. My probation officer for being released from prison was counter-terrorism. Why? Apparently, I was in prison for mortgage fraud. What's that got to do with counter-terrorism? When I got released from prison, all my conditions were not to contact the English Defence League and not to talk about Islam. Well, how is this? What's this got to do with the mortgage fraud I'm supposedly in jail with? So I then sit down with the lead officer of counter-terrorism. I said, you know what? I've got a date to talk at Oxford University. I'm blowing the lid on this. Yeah, this is blackmail by the security services to get me to blackmail me in position to work for them. I'm blowing the lid. 2 days before I'm due to talk at Oxford University, boom, I'm a licence recalled. I'm put back in prison for 28 days on a recall. And they used the fact that someone threatened to rape my mum. I went online and posted saying, well, you don't need to look for me, because that's what the threat said. And it was on Twitter. I'll be here tomorrow, and I gave where I'd be if you want to come and find me. They used that to licence recall me. I spend 28 days in custody. I come out of jail. I sit down with my probation officer again. I'm pretty stubborn, if anyone hasn't noticed. I refuse to back down. So I said, I've arranged to talk at Oxford University. You're not going to stop what I'm doing here, yeah? Watch my speech at Oxford University. Do you know how it starts? If you watch it from 2015. The speech, she sits down, they come back to me, and they give me a list of things I'm not allowed to talk about or I'll end up in jail. Islam, the police, security services. Yeah. So I said, so I don't have free speech. Now, if you watch my speech from 2015 at Oxford University, what I say is the speech I wanted to give you, I'm not allowed to give you. I've been threatened with prison if I come and tell you my whole speech was going to be about the British police state and how they operate. And I'm now not allowed to do that. So the security services have been looking since 2015 saying, well, how do we deal with this guy? Yeah. Because I sold my house. You know, I paid them £125,000. I paid them I had to sell everything and give them £125,000 or be in their pocket forever. And I refused to be in their pocket. So when we talk about the different cases, that's my mortgage fraud. The passport case, it wasn't actually an Irish passport. I went to America. To your American audience, I apologise for disregarding your laws. But in 2011 or 12, I come to the United States. I landed in 2011. I was detained at JFK Airport, and I was told on no uncertain terms I'm getting deported back. I got sent back because the British had requested me not to be allowed in. The next year, I decided to come. I used my friend's passport. That's where I used my friend's passport. I got entry into America, and I gave a speech after a New York State Senator, and I recently dug up that speech. And in that speech, I say, I wish someone had come to my hometown 30 years ago and warned us of what was going to happen. Well, I'm here to warn you, because I'm not talking about what I've read. I'm talking about what I've seen and lived through open border mass immigration and what's going to happen to the United States of America. I gave a speech. I land back in the UK. I was remanded. I spent 22 weeks on solitary confinement for that crime. 22 weeks on solitary confinement. So that's the passport case. Was it wrong for me to enter America illegally? Yes, it was. Did I come with a very important message for the United States of America? A massive message that if they'd have listened to it in 2011, they might be in a better place to protect the United States of America now. As I said, I can go through every one of these instances. No one can refute these. There's no evidence to refute what I'm saying. In fact, I played the recordings in my York speech of the police interviewing me on burglary. Now, many people, I can have every allegation you want against me. Everyone knows I'm not a house burglar, yeah? But they use that to get me in a position. I don't doubt that they're blackmailing Muslims day in, day out, the security services, to act and work in a certain way. I have no doubt ever the dark powers that play in the British state. And that's what I've spoke openly against. So when I say they don't know how to deal with me, simply, they don't know what to do. And that's why I think now I face 2 years in prison again.
Men, are you looking for freedom? Are there things in your life that are holding you back from being the man that you're called to be? If you're looking to build a life plan that is ordered towards prayer and discipline alongside other like-minded men, then you need to check out Exodus 90 app. The Exodus 90 app offers a daily companion to help you grow closer to God and to become the man you want to be, the man you need to be. On the app, you can join thousands of men for St. Michael's Lent, which starts August 15th and leads up to the Feast of St. Michael the Archangel on September 29th. St. Michael's Lent is an ancient tradition of prayer and fasting popularized by St. Francis in the Middle Ages that's been lost in our time. Let's bring it back. Join the men of Exodus 90 and Father Carlos Martins, Catholic priest and host of the Exorcist Files, who will serve as our spiritual guide for St. Michael's Lent this year on the Exodus 90 app. We will awaken to invisible realities and enter into the spiritual battle that rages around us all the time. Go to exodus90.com/JBP for a 14-day free trial of the Exodus 90 app and to learn more about St. Michael's Lent. That's exodus90.com/JBP to join us for St. Michael's Lent starting August 15th.
Tell me about that. Like, so you're out of the country. I don't want to ask you where you are, although maybe you want to enlighten people as to your whereabouts. What is your legal situation at the moment in the UK, and what are your plans? And then, Tam, if you have any other questions, maybe you can follow up after that. So where are you? What's your legal situation? What are your plans at the moment?
I'm in Russia. No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Have that as headline, yeah. I'm not in Russia. My plans, everyone's telling me to run and everyone's telling me not to come home. I'm coming home. I'm not running. I don't believe I'm on trial. I believe the British judiciary is on trial. The problem that they have is 44 million people have watched that film. That means there's 44 million people, including influential people across the world, that know that I told the truth. If they wish to lock me up for that, lock me up. They will lock me up. We've seen what they're doing with the current state of things. Will I be in danger? Yes, I will. Am I worried? Yeah, totally. Totally worried. Worried for me, worried for my family. I'm in court on the 28th and 29th of October. So I currently don't have to be in the UK. I'm, again, something I haven't talked about. In the last 7 days, they've knocked at the police have gone to my family's addresses, including my mother and father's, and told them their lives are in danger. So I've had a hell of a lot to deal with. Do you know what it's like sitting somewhere, knowing that you called for calm, knowing that you held a totally peaceful rally twice in a row, knowing that you haven't instigated violence or attacks against mosques, but watching as the entire world's media say you have? There's no evidence to it. No evidence at all. They are putting me in danger. They're putting a target on me. Since then, certain Somalians have said they want to kill me. There's been Muslims making videos with machine guns. All of them have been lied to. They resurrected a dead organisation of the English Defence League that hasn't been around for a decade, and they told the entire British Muslim community they're on about misinformation. They're on about prosecuting for people for misinformation. The British government and its politicians and police forces told the whole Muslim community of the UK that the English Defence League was coming to attack their mosques. There is no English Defence League. There hasn't been for a decade. The British public were on the streets, but what they've successfully managed to do by labelling everyone as far right, by putting an ideological spin on the reason people are angry, they haven't once had to talk about open border mass immigration. They haven't once even had to address why people are angry. It's just they're angry because they're far right and they're racist. No. Yeah, and they've had a success. It's a total successful campaign by the government. If you look at what they've done, there was an uprising on the streets of the UK, and rather than have to address one of those issues, the Labour Party, not one have they had to address. What they've instead done is turn it on the British public, then have show trials in order to intimidate and silence the British public into saying you do not get angry. This has been our January 6th moment. And right on the end of us having the most successful cultural revolution organisation the country's seen, what they've just blocked it, totally blocked it, used the mass media, used the politicians, used their weapons to totally deceive and lie.